Hello again, YouTube. Jake here with another Reading Too Much Into Things rant. Japan and China do not like each other. I know, shocking news for some. But yeah, the two countries have never really been on even terms. The closest would be the times when China saw Japan as a strange backwards outcropping that they have the right to own, because ancient China tended to have that opinion about a lot of things. And Japan was trying to mimic Chinese culture, politics, social structure, and tool use of the time. Add into this at least hundreds of years of unease between them, Japan's want to take over parts of China, as well as World War II, where they horrible war crimes! Tensions between the two countries have run pretty high. Not to say you don't see the two cultures interacting with each other in their media, it's just they're often about as subtle as, No, a little more subtle than that.
Here, sirs, we come to famous training ground of Cursed Springs, Jusenkyo.
Yeah, there we go. And it is right on point, as Ranma 1/2 and its use of Chinese characters is exactly what I want to talk about today. This video, along with being about Ranma 1/2, is a lot of interpretation, really stretching out these Reading Too Much Into Things brain muscles. If you need a hard, solid drink beforehand, I fully understand, and don't worry. We'll wait. Oh. For those who don't know, Ranma 1/2 is a classic comedy martial arts series by mangaka Rumiko Takahashi, which first hit the scene in August 1987. If the name sounds familiar to you, Rumiko is creator of several other well-known series, as well as Inuyasha, but let's not hold that against her now, just save that away for another rant. Ranma's story is what would sound like a basic setup for anyone who has seen their share of harem animes. A pair of fathers who are longtime friends and each the head of their branch of a school of martial arts set their children, specifically Ranma Saotome and Akane Tendo, to get married and become the next heirs of the school. Main draw of it, however, is why it's called Ranma 1/2. You see, during a training mission just before the start of the show, Ranma and his father had traveled to China and specifically found an old grouping of cursed hot springs, each with a tragic tale of a person or animal who drowned in their pools. So they decide to train over it. Lo and behold, when the two fall into a pair of hot springs, the pair find that their bodies changed when hit with cold water, the father turning into a large panda, and Ranma's body changing to that of a girl's. And that's where the main comedic draw of the show is. Partly the idea of a guy turning into a woman whenever, say, it rains or someone loses control of a garden hose, but more so Ranma's attitude versus Ranma's actions. The idea that he is constantly complaining about changing into a girl and yet fully taking advantage of it. Keep in mind, more than a few plot points revolve around Ranma trying to get back to China, find the hot springs again, and somehow cure himself of what he calls a curse. We even see this humor with his father Genma, who, when faced with a tough issue or some embarrassing facts come to light, reverts himself to a panda form and plays up being a panda to avoid taking responsibility. Obviously, with a Rumiko story, there is a ton of characters that get introduced, be it the Tendo household with its 3 daughters, or the old childhood rival of Ranma's with his own set of problems, as well as others claiming to be Ranma's fiancé, including...
Okay, what is it?
Dutiful wife make husband delicious lunch. Canton-style pork with hibiscus. Look.
And, before you think that's just the dubbers making her talk like that...
なんなんだ一体。
愛妻弁当ね。黒小豚の冷製広東風不要ソースがけある。
Now stop, right there. So you're tempted to go about your day, but don't worry. This is not simply a video about, ugh, this anime is racist, and the issue of anime racism are a complex web of discussion for another day. Point is, China plays a big role in the Ranma series, from that being where the cursed springs are, thus where a lot of sweepstake tickets seem to be for in the show, to a lot of characters from China being involved in Ranma's life because, while training there, he and his father kind of got a whole village of Chinese Amazons angry at them. But the part of the story that China plays, I believe, the strangest part of it in Ranma 1 half has to do with the combat itself. See, Ranma, as stated before, is a martial artist and heir to a Japanese martial arts dojo, specifically the Sao Tome School of Anything Goes Martial Arts. And while it started out as a comedy about gender identity, poking fun at Ranma for hating his curse but using it to his advantage, we did get some standard shonen action scenes and story points, including named techniques. Thing is, though, despite, again, Ranma being a Japanese martial artist and heir to a Japanese martial arts school of Anything Goes Martial Arts, all his major named attacks are Chinese techniques. Ranma's main 2 signature moves, Kenchu Tenshi Amaguriken and Hayayu Shoten Ha, chestnuts roasting on an open fire and heavenly blast of the dragon, were skills that were not part of some ancient history of his school, passed down from generation to generation, but ancient Chinese moves taught to him by the great-grandmother of shampoo, cologne, also an ancient Chinese Amazon. Not that there aren't any Japanese martial arts at work. Another one of Ranma's styles is a Japanese style called freestyle cat fist fighting, where, through surviving being attacked by a horde of cats, one learns to fight like one. But there's a catch!
天道くん次のページをめくってみたまえ。
などということはバカバカしいので絶対にしないように。
いや、まったくしてやられた。
Well, what about Ranma's dad, Genma? Surely, as head of the Sao Tome School of Anything Goes Martial Arts, he must have some signature moves of his own, right?
ここまで言うなら伝授しよう。無差別格闘早乙女流奥義、猛虎楽知性。
猛虎楽知性。
構え。
こうか。
第一に両手をつく。そして目標に向かって。ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい。
You know, I'm starting to wonder about this school's lineage. Most translations and localizations refer to Mutsa Betsu Kankuto Ryu as Anything Goes Martial Arts, with some more literal translations being School of Indiscriminate Grappling. And it presents itself as kind of a creative style, more of a mindset even, a martial arts with no solid rules about what the student can and cannot do, and for the story it fits well, as it allows our hero to get pulled into stranger and stranger martial arts settings. Martial arts rhythmic gymnastics, martial arts relay racing, martial arts figure skating, martial arts bridal training. But who started this style where the idea is to take moves from other styles and adapt it into your own? Well, that would be the master of Ranma's and Akane's fathers, Happosai. As his context, anything goes takes a sudden, more underhanded context. You see, Happosai is a horrible person. He is a pervert, scoundrel, thief, and just in general a criminal through and through. Many of his techniques, as well as the training he put So Tendo, Akane's father, and Genma Saotome through, were just ways to weasel out of having to, say, pay a restaurant bill, or avoid being caught after peeping on women or stealing their underwear. Really, in that context, you can't blame Son and Genma trying to bury him alive in a cave and then blowing him in the cave up, the way they did. Well now, but that's all very odd, don't you think? I mean, this show, which goes out of its way to make the first couple of Chinese characters we meet speak with goofy accents, putting the Japanese-style martial arts in such a light. Well, at least the Japanese martial arts that our main character uses. Well, let's look back at that first Chinese character we met, the tour guide that Ranma and Genma had show them the cursed springs. While yes, he's given the same kind of voice that in an American show would be grounds for offense, there's something one might miss storytelling wise.
お客さん物好きね、大変危険なのでもう誰も使ってないのよ、この修行場。ここ100以上の泉が湧いてるね。泉の一つ一つにとても悲しい悲劇的伝説あるのよ。
よし、続けらんま。
お客さん何するか。ダメよ、まだ説明が済んでないのよ。
See, while he may sound goofy to us, he's presented very early on as someone who knows better. As someone whose advice is ignored by the training-obsessed Japanese characters, which results in their curses. This whole story of Ranma and his father being cursed would not have occurred if they actually paid attention to the goofy-sounding Chinese character who knew better. Well, at least that's what I read into it. Thank you again for sitting through another Reading Too Much Into Things rant. I'm Jake, and as always, stay safe. Wait. Hell. Last Sunday was Mother's Day, wasn't it?